Your news starts now.
Good evening, I'm Amber Worthy. Thanks for joining us for News 12 Now at 11. We have new details about an early morning crash on East Brainerd. Chattanooga police say a man who was transported in critical condition did die from his injuries. He has been identified as 72-year-old Eric Wintenberger. Investigators say around 9:30 this morning, the driver of a Buick carrying the victim hit a Jeep head-on while making a turn onto Given Street. An off-duty Chattanooga police officer was nearby and assisted before EMS arrived. The driver of the Buick and the driver of the second vehicle are expected to be okay. No word is on if charges will be filed. And the Cleveland Police Department says 3 men are behind bars tonight after robbing a pizza delivery driver. Their arrests were made after SWAT was called to the Blythewood Apartments shortly before 9 p.m. last night. Police say someone called dispatch about a Domino's delivery driver who was found unconscious with minor injuries. The driver reported a handgun, knife, and pizza stolen. Tips led police to a nearby neighborhood apartment complex where the suspects were found, as well as those stolen items. Kevin Bowens, Marquise Jimerson, and Matthew Garman were arrested and charged with aggravated robbery as well as criminal conspiracy. And the Chattanooga Fire Department is investigating an early morning house fire. Crews were dispatched to Lightfoot Mill Road around 4 p.m. where they found smoke and flames coming from the front door. Officials say the damage was mostly contained to the kitchen, and thankfully when they arrived, all residents had made it outside safely. A school bus company has settled a lawsuit against an ex-school bus driver who pled guilty to statutory rape of a 15-year-old girl. Catherine White, the minor's family's attorney, tells News 12 that a settlement was reached by Durham School Services and the amount will be kept confidential. Alexander Rodriguez was charged with forcible rape after driving the girl to a motel in 2015. The 36-year-old pled guilty to aggravated statutory rape in July of 2016 and received 4 years probation. The lawsuit claimed Durham improperly hired Rodriguez, who had felonies on his record. And the Tennessee Highway Patrol is making sure that motorists understand the risks of drinking and driving over the New Year's weekend. The THP is conducting aggressive traffic safety enforcement campaign through Monday. State troopers will be doing saturation patrols and bar and tavern checks. They also plan to do seatbelt, sobriety, and driver's license checkpoints during the holiday.
The Tennessee Highway Patrol is going to be highly visible this holiday weekend with troopers that are focused on unsafe drivers. Troopers will be highly focused on drivers that are driving without their seatbelt on, drivers that are driving distracted, and of course, in this 4-day holiday weekend, troopers are going to be highly focused on drivers that are driving under the influence.
Lieutenant Harmon says that they are urging everyone to have a designated driver this holiday weekend. And if you don't have a designated driver, Bradford Health Services is offering a free ride home to make it safer for everyone on the road. Restaurant staff at bars can call for a ride if they feel someone is too impaired to drive. The service is available through Monday the 1st. For more information, you can call the number that is on your screen. That's Bradford Health Services, and that ride will be provided within a 30-mile radius. And Chattanooga's homeless and those with inadequate shelter can find some shelter from the dangerous cold expected this week. Organizations are dedicated to helping community that is prepared for the worst, and that includes one that has a totally different mission. News 12's Ashley Henderson has that story.
Chattanooga's Community Kitchen on 11th Street feeds the homeless and those down on their luck 3 times a day, 7 days a week, all year long. But when the weather presents a definite health threat, the staff at the kitchen take on a different role.
We're open every day of the year here at the Chattanooga Community Kitchen, and we offer 3 meals a day. So we do breakfast, lunch, and dinner every single day. And of course, we have program shelters, we have a family night shelter, we have permanent supportive housing. We have a ton of other programs that help people get off the streets. So the cold weather shelter is seasonal, and it's for folks that would otherwise be outside and actually risking exposure.
No one seems to have an accurate count of how many people are homeless in the city, but cold weather fills the building at night. And Christensen says the kitchen can put out 120 mats on the dining room floor.
It's been cold, and we've had a lot of people inside, outside that are coming here for a moment of warmth throughout the day. And of course, we're open overnight as well, so we've had about 100 people a night sleeping on the floor here, downstairs and upstairs in the day center.
Cold winter weather can be fatal for the city's most vulnerable people. It's happened many times over the years.
If you're outside and you're caught especially off guard in this kind of temperature, people actually can die from exposure, and that's really the purpose of the cold weather warming shelter. It's to prevent an exposure-related death. It's to give people a warm place out of the weather to escape that frigid cold.
The community kitchen is primarily a feeding station, but it's also a place to sleep during weeks like this.
Right now we're opening up at 7:30 after kind of shutting down at 5 to set the mats up and put the tables and chairs away, and then reopening as a warming shelter so that people can come in and not be cold out on the street. I think one of the officers who works night shift here on occasion said it best when he said no one should die because it's cold.
In Chattanooga, Ashley Henderson, News 12 Now.
And the Alabama EMA says due to unreasonably cold weather forecast for Alabama, several warming stations are scheduled to open to give those in need a warm place to go. There is one in DeKalb County on Alabama Highway. We have a full list on our website, and Christina has a look at just how cold it'll be here in tomorrow's forecast.
Now, from the EPB Fiber Optics Weather Center, tomorrow's Storm Team 12 forecast.
As the cold air started pushing into our area, we take a look back at sunset from our CHI Memorial camera at Lee Point on the EPB Fiber Optics Weather Camera Network. Had a few peaks of sunshine, but those clouds were associated with the front that moved through, ushering in Arctic air that's going to linger for the next several days.